Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone is had a great day today. I definitely did, and I hope everyone at home is definitely having a great day as well. And it's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite was tonight, and specifically, it was AEW Dynamite Homecoming. And it was a good show tonight. It really it's tonight's show wasn't like anything too special, but overall I thought this was like just a very good, very solid, very fun show in my opinion. Nothing too much happened tonight, but overall I thought this was a pretty good show in my opinion. But before we go over AEW tonight, I want to go over some of the news surrounding AEW Dynamite or just AEW in general. So first, I want to talk about Ruby Riott. So it has been announced that Ruby Riott would sign with AEW soon with, of course, her real name, Ruby Riott, former name. Well, oh my god, I can't even fucking speak today. So Ruby Riott, right? I mean, Ruby Soho, the former Ruby Riott. Ruby Soho is her real name. She is now signed. Well, apparently there's been rumors now that AEW had signed Ruby Soho, the former Ruby Riott, and this is great. Now, I'm reading this from bleacherreport.com. So if you guys want to read the article, the links are in the description. All the articles that I'm about to read, the link if you guys want to read them yourself, the links are in the description. But here's what it has to say about Ruby Soho, the former Ruby Riott, now being all elite. Former WWE superstar Ruby Riott is expected to sign with All Elite Wrestling, according to Fightful Sean Ross Sapp. According to Sean Ross Sapp, another reliable source. The 30-year-old had changed her social media handles to Real Ruby Soho and shared a photo to what appears to be her new look as she makes her next move in her career. Riott was among a handful of wrestlers let go by WWE in early June. As long as she wanted to continue wrestling, her return with another promotion was inevitable. While she got lost in the shuffle a bit during her runs in NXT and WWE, Riott was solid as a singles performer as the leader of the Riott Squad. She wasn't the first, nor she would be the last wrestler who wasn't put in a strong position to excel by the WWE creative team. AEW has brought a number of former WWE stars into the fold since launch in January 2019. Jon Moxley, Miro, FTR, Andrade El Idolo, and Malachi Black have all landed on their feet in the promotion after either being released by WWE or having their contract expire. The addition of Riott will undoubtedly be a boom in the women's division. Of course, one area of criticism directly at AEW in the past is the lack of attention paid to its female stars, especially on Dynamite. Sign Riott could be the sign of a larger investment in the women's division. The timing may not be confidential either, with the AEW Rampage, a new show on Friday nights, debuting August 13th. Whether Riott or another incoming star kicking off a new weekly program with a surprise debut would be a no-brainer. So there's that. And my God, if this is true, I am so fucking happy AEW has Ruby Riott, or now known as Ruby Soho, because my God, Ruby Riott is one of the most underrated women in the wrestling industry right now. Like, she is so fucking talented in the ring. She's just an overall badass. She is just an overall badass. Okay, and like she would be great in the AEW women's division. Like, the AEW women's division is stacked. Like, you got Thunder Rosa, Ty Conti, Hikaru Shida, Big Swole, Layla Hirsch, and now you add Ruby Riott into the fold. Yo, now that is a strong women's division. Of course, AEW needs to work on making the women's division as strong as the main event, the mid card, and the tag team division, which is a big one of AEW's biggest problems. But I will make a video sometime in the future about the AEW women's division. But yeah, Ruby Riott would be a great addition to the AEW's women's division, and I'm very glad that AEW managed to get, or if this is true, I am glad AEW has managed to get Ruby Riott, and I'm glad Ruby Riott is on board with being All Elite. So definitely excited for that. Now, the one more piece of news that I want to talk about before one more piece of news I want to talk about before we talk about AEW Homecoming tonight. We need to talk about Max Caster. Okay, now don't get me wrong, I love Max Caster. Okay, I love the Acclaim. I think the Acclaim are fucking incredible. But the Max Caster and his raps are usually amazing. But he kind of went a little too far last night. So last night on AEW Dark, right? It was I believe it was like an 8-man tag team match as the Acclaim and the Hardy Party went against the Varsity Blondes and the Seidel brothers. And Max Caster was saying like his edgy raps, and he went a little too far. So, in case you guys don't understand, like if you guys are confused, like, what did Max Caster say that was so controversial? Here's what he said last night. Listen, the Acclaim kick ass for miles, making you claim mental health like Simone Biles. Yikes. That is a red flag right there. That is definitely a red flag right there. My God. Like, right off the bat, like making you claim mental health like Simone Biles. Like, here's the thing. Like, Simone Biles didn't really claim mental health. Okay, that's not like it's something that you have is something that you don't. Okay, Simone Biles, in case you guys don't know, is the Olympian that clearly got kicked out of the well, she did get kicked out, but she left the Olympics in her own accord because of mental health. And like a lot of people basically gave her shit for basically leaving the Olympics in her own accord. Personally, like it's her decision. Okay, it's her decision. And if she does have mental health, okay, then that's fine. Okay, like nobody should like make fun of her or give her shit because she has mental health. Okay, that's just wrong in so many levels. Now, I don't think it was Max Caster's intention, but like I don't know. Like that was a very controversial line right there, but that wasn't even the worst line. Because here's what he said next. The Seidels are going to pay the cost. I'm going to treat those bitches like Duke Lacrosse. Duke Lacrosse. My God. Now, you're probably wondering, who the hell is Duke Lacrosse? Well, he was a man who got accused of rape. Okay. Well, rape. Well, let me get the. That's what I got. Hold on. Let me double check because I don't want to. Because from what I heard, because I never even heard of Duke Lacrosse before, but I looked at it before and it said that like he got arrested for like rape. Yeah, he got arrested. He served for like 14 years for basically rape. Okay, and like he basically Max Caster basically said a rape joke. And my God, like don't get me wrong, you can be edgy. I love edgy content. I really love edgy content, but there is just some lines you shouldn't cross. And rape jokes are one of them. Okay? I get you want to be edgy, and I get you want to have heat on yourself, but I don't think it's a wise idea to say rape jokes, especially considering the society that we live in nowadays, considering how sensitive people are. But yeah, like, and a lot of people are giving Max Caster and AEW shit for it, and it the backlash was so bad that AEW cut it out. Now Tony Khan actually said something about this, and there's also an article about that. Again, the links are in the description for that. Ooh, sorry. My God. Allergies. My God. I hate allergies. Okay, so here's what it said. Now, this is coming from WrestlingNewsSource.com. Following a lot of online backlash for his controversial rap lyrics in his entrance on AEW Dark, this episode was privatized and then deleted before re-uploaded with this rap segment removed. Tony Khan spoke to Busted Open Radio and elaborated that he was going to become more hands on deck with AEW Dark's editing in order to ensure nothing like this ever happens again. On the subject of Dark and one of those teams that broke through and really came and did a good job through Dark, one of those teams is the Acclaim. And that's Anthony Browns and Max Katzer. And speaking of Dark, last night on Dark, Max Katzer rap was terrible. I was not out there in the moment when he did it. It was not during Dynamite. I was out back when Max said this rap. I have not heard it until last night, truthfully. In the editing process, it should have been caught. We deleted the episode and reposted it with that edited out, but it shouldn't have aired. I put such tight controls on Dynamite, and this would have never happened there because of Max's raps. I have always gone over with him, and frankly, every segment on Dynamite, I don't script or write wrestlers' promos. But the bullet points I give in this case, it shouldn't have happened. And what will happen going forward is I will take over the editing of Dark and Elevation myself. I was already editing Dynamite and Rampage, and I do a lot. And now I would be editing Dark and Elevation. It's unfortunate that it came to that. And that's basically what he said. And yeah, like, don't I love you, Max Caster. I really do, but you really need to chill with these rape jokes. You really need to chill with those rape jokes. Okay, like, no. Okay, there is just some like you can be edgy. You can be edgy. Okay, but there is just some lines you won't cross. Okay, and rape jokes are not one of them. Okay, please don't do that again, Max. Please don't do that again. And like personally, like somebody should have went over this promo with Max Caster a little bit before he went out there and said the rap. So I feel like this was also a little bit on AEW's part. But yeah, like Max, I love you, but yeah, like this, please don't do any rape jokes. Like this was probably the most controversial rap that he has done, and not in a good way. Okay, so those were basically my thoughts on it, and AEW should really pay attention to some of these wrestlers' promos before they go out there and actually say it, because the last thing AEW needs is bad reputation. So that's basically all I got to say on that. Now, now that we got the news out of the way, and I don't think now before I forgot to say one more thing. Now, do I think Max Caster is going to get punished? Like, not I'm not sure. Like, I won't be surprised if he gets mad, but I won't be surprised if it does. I don't know. It's a weird situation. I think it's one of those things where, like, Max Caster, just don't do it again. Okay? But yeah, that's basically all I gotta say on that. Now that we got that out of the way, okay, let's talk about AEW Homecoming. Now we start off the show with the third labor of Jericho, as Chris Jericho went one-on-one against the returning Juventud Guerrera. Juventud Guerrera came back to TNT, and he is in AEW. And of course, the stipulation is Jericho must win with a move off on the top rope. And of course, MJF was on commentary. And my God, what can I say that hasn't already been said before? Okay, like MJF is just fucking incredible. He can do it all. He's great in the ring. He's great on promo, and he's freaking great on commentary. MJF is a freaking total package, and I love MJF's commentary. Like, he is just incredible. Okay, but the match itself, it was okay. It was okay. It was okay for what it was. Okay, it wasn't the worst match I ever seen. I seen worse matches, but like this was a bit sloppy. Like, especially the first few minutes. I thought the first few minutes was very sloppy. Like, it definitely picked up in the middle, but it was just very standard stuff. The ending was cool though. Chris Jericho picked up the victory over Juventud Guerrera as he did the freaking Judas effect off the top rope to win the matchup. And I thought that was incredible. Hold on, my goodness. But like, my hat is just making my hair. Like, I'm just all over the place. I'm very sorry if this happens. But like, yeah. Like Chris Jericho picks up the victory. Again, it wasn't the worst match I ever seen, but yeah, this was a bit sloppy in my opinion. But again, Chris Jericho picks up the victory. Again, I seen worse. So now after that, Warlow comes out and attacks both Chris Jericho and Juventud Guerrera. And Jericho actually, and then MJ, oh my god, I'm sorry. So MJF, right? MJF announced the fourth labor of Jericho. And of course, MJF announced that the final labor of Jericho will be against Warlow. And MJF will be, I think, the special guest referee or the special guest enforcer, something along those lines. But yeah, so that is the fourth labor of Jericho next week. So that is going to be very interesting. Again, very standard way to start the show. It wasn't a bad way to start the show. I just thought it was like a very standard way to start off AEW Homecoming. After that, we get an interview with the Lucha Brothers, Ray Felix and Pentagon Jr., Cielo, Miedo. But of course, Pac wasn't with them because Pac's travel got canceled because of who else? Andrade and Chavo Guerrero. Now, Andrade and Chavo are doing whatever they can to like get the Lucha Bros to their side, but obviously that was not the case at all. And of course, like basically the Lucha Bros don't want to be a part of Andrade's group. So the Lucha Bros says no and they just walk away. But yeah, like they're more than likely, in my opinion, they're definitely going to do Andrade versus Pac at All Out. And I am so excited. I am so excited. And I don't know if they're really doing this, but it looks like they're teasing a faction with Andrade and the Lucha Bros. And I think that would be amazing. Again, I think that would be freaking incredible. Okay. Like, I won't be disappointed if it doesn't happen, but like, bro, just imagine Andrade and the Lucha Bros as a faction. That would be dope. Very, very dope, in my opinion. So, other than that, just a very standard segment right there. After that, we get an interview with the Dark Order. And of course, Adam Page has been like down, very sad because of their loss last week at Fight for the Fallen. And of course, Hangman Adam Page basically said, "Oh, like it was because of me that you guys are not getting your title shot." So, and it's of course the Elite is all Hangman's mess. So basically, he's going to separate from the Dark Order for right now. Of course, the Dark Order initially refused, but then Evil Uno became the wise man and says, if Hangman Adam Page wants his space, then he will get his space. Okay, so it looks like Adam Page and the Dark Order are separated for right now. So yeah, great segment. Of course, this is just making the Adam Page's character get stronger and stronger and stronger. Now I just love every second of it. Every second of it. After that, we get a very fun six-man tag team match as Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, Darby Allin. My God, what a team! Went against Daniel Garcia and the former Everrise, but now known as 2.0, Chase Parker and Marcel Bartel. Wait, no. Hold on. I don't want to butcher their names. I don't want to butcher their names. Ever Rise. Okay, Matt Martel and Chase Parker. That's what those guys are called. So there you go. And this was a very fun six-man tag team match. Very fun. Very fun. Obviously, Moxley, Kingston, Darby Allin won. But I thought this was a very fun six-man tag team match, in my opinion. Definitely one of my favorite six-man tag team matches all year, in my opinion. So yeah, if there's any matchup you should go back and watch, it should definitely be this one. This was a very fun matchup, in my opinion. So yeah, nothing too crazy there. After that, we get a small promo of Brian Cage and Team Taz. Obviously, that rivalry is still going on. After that, we go from one promo to another promo as we get the promo of the Elite, and they're basically talking trash about Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order. And I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. This was an incredible promo from the Elite. Okay, a lot of people say that the Elite are terrible, they're horrible, like they're bad on the mic. I personally, in my opinion, I thought they put up an incredible promo talking crap about Adam Page and the Dark Order. In my opinion, I thought this was an incredible promo. But again, that's just me. And if you guys want to judge it for yourself, go rewatch it. I'm sure it's on Twitter and I'm sure it's on the AEW YouTube page. But yeah, I thought it was an incredible promo, in my opinion. After that, we get Christian Cage versus the Blade. Again, another very standard match. This was a good match between Christian Cage and the Blade. Of course, the Bunny tried to interfere, but then Layla Hirsch, the Bunny's opponent for later tonight, came to help Christian Cage, and they brought all the way to the back. But other than that, Christian Cage picks up the victory over the Blade, which I thought was a very good matchup, in my opinion. After that, we get a small promo of Santana and Ortiz and Dax Harwood, which, by the way, were amazing promos, in my opinion. And I'm telling you, Santana Ortiz versus FTR at All Out. I could definitely see that happening. Okay, obviously, Cass Wheeler is out with an injury right now, again, with that ripped wrist. And again, I hope Cass Wheeler has a speedy recovery. But yeah, I thought this was amazing promos by both Dax Harwood and Santana Ortiz. Definitely two of the best tag teams in the world currently, in my opinion. And I'm telling you, they need to run it back at All Out. They need to run it back at All Out. Okay, just saying. Just saying. But yeah, great promos by all three men. After that, we get an interview by Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Okay, so she comes out, she says her promo, then all of a sudden, Red Velvet comes out and interrupts Britt Baker, and she challenges Britt Baker to a matchup next week on the first episode of AEW Rampage. And of course, Britt Baker accepts. Britt Baker actually did a couple of cheap shots to Red Velvet, and of course, making a statement to Red Velvet for their matchup next week on Rampage. So definitely excited for that. Like Red Velvet is an incredible wrestler, in my opinion. Like I really like Red Velvet. Like she's an incredible wrestler. She's a great talker. She's actually really good on the mic. I thought she did a really good promo against Britt Baker. But yeah, like she is an incredible wrestler, and I can't wait for her matchup against Britt Baker next week on Rampage. So there is that. After that, we get another small interview by Andrade El Idolo and Chavo Guerrero. And of course, they have Fuego del Sol. Now, Chavo Guerrero said to Fuego, shine Andrade's shoes. Obviously, Fuego was confused and didn't want to do that. So Andrade basically beat the living shit out of him, which basically what it was. And then Chavo Guerrero basically made a statement to the Lucha Bros saying, like, if you're not going to join us, then we're going to make your lives a living hell. So, yeah, it's basically confirmed that Andrade and Des Triangle, the rivalry is going on. And I'm telling you, like, here's how I would book it. Andrade versus Pac at All Out, right? And then at the final moments, the Lucha Bros betray Pac, and then Andrade and the Lucha Bros become a new faction. I love that. Like, that's how I would book it. I think that would be amazing. Like, I wouldn't be mad if it doesn't happen, but, like, bro, like, I really want that faction with Andrade and the Lucha Bros to happen. But, yeah, I thought this was a great small segment by Andrade and Chavo Guerrero. Yeah, 100%. Chavo Guerrero was definitely a great substitution for Andrade. I said that last week, and I'm saying now, okay? Yeah, Chavo is definitely 1000% a great solution to Selena Vega. Okay, so that's all I got to say on that. After that, we get an unexpected Hangman Adam Page promo. So the Elite interrupts Hangman Adam Page. The Elite is talking crap about Adam Page, and basically the Elite just beats the living shit out of Hangman Adam Page. Frankie Kazarian tried to come out and help Adam Page, but the numbers were just too much. And basically, Hangman Adam Page got knocked out. Now, like, actually, I'll bring that up in a few minutes. But yeah, like they're basically taking out Adam Page, and I think this old book confirms that Adam Page is not going to be Kenny Omega's opponent for All Out. But it has been confirmed more than likely who will take Adam Page's place. And I will talk about that in a few minutes. After that, we get a small promo by Dave Lambert, the coach of American Top Team and the man who got his ass kicked by Lance Archer at Road Rager. So apparently he's returning to AEW next week, and he's returning with some backup. So that is very, very interesting. And I wonder what his backup is going to be. So definitely going to be interesting next week. So that's happening next week. After that, we got the TNT Championship matchup as Miro went one-on-one against Lee Johnson. And personally, this was the match of the night. This was the match of the night. I thought this was an incredible matchup between Miro and Lee Johnson. And if there's any matchup you should go back and watch, it's this match right here. Okay, Lee Johnson, like, he is just incredible. Like, he really showcased what he can do tonight. And Miro just goes to show how, like, he showed tonight how Miro is probably one of the most dominant champions in professional wrestling right now. Okay, I thought this was an incredible matchup. And if there's any match you should go back and watch, it's definitely Miro versus Lee Johnson, in my opinion. I thought this was an incredible matchup. Miro picks up the victory over Lee Johnson in a very hard fought matchup. But yeah, great stuff. And I do recommend you go and watch this matchup if you guys didn't watch AEW Dynamite tonight. But that's just my opinion. After that, it has been announced that the announce team for Rampage has been announced, and it will be a 4-person team. It would be Chris Jericho, Mark Henry, Excalibur, and Taz all four of these men are going to be the announced team for Rampage. So yeah, like I love these four. All four of these men are great at what they do. So definitely going. So the commentary is definitely going to be great for Rampage next week. After that, we get an interview with Christian Cage, and Christian Cage is basically now the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. And it's more than likely that Kenny Omega will face Christian Cage at All Out. Now, I made a video on this channel, and I basically said that Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage is not exactly a good idea. And if they're not going to do Adam Page, then the two, since that AEW All Out is going to be a big ass show, then Kenny's opponent should either be Daniel Bryan or CM Punk. But the more that I think about it, it's actually not that bad of an idea that we get Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage at All Out. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay? Okay, think about it. So, Adam Page, Kenny Omega. Now, a lot of people are disappointed that Kenny Omega versus Adam Page is not happening at All Out. But personally, considering how well done AEW has done this storyline, like this could wait just a little bit longer. Okay, the ending doesn't have to end at All Out. Okay, originally I think it was supposed to end at All Out, but things changed because Hangman Page is going to be a daddy. Okay, he's going to be a father. Okay, so he's going to take a break for that. And that's what that segment was all about, taking Adam Page off of TV. So, yeah, like Adam Page, like, don't get me wrong. The payoff of Kenny Omega versus Adam Page will happen. Okay, don't be worried about that. It's definitely going to happen. Okay, but it's definitely going to happen. But it doesn't have to happen at All Out. Like this storyline can go on just a little bit longer. And like I know I said that at All Out it should have been either Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan or CM Punk or no Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan or Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. But but okay, like All Out is literally like 3 to 4 weeks. Like 3 to 4 weeks. And if we were to do Daniel Bryan or CM Punk like right now, like I'm sorry, like the booking would be mediocre at best. Okay. These are dream matches. Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega is a dream match. CM Punk versus Kenny Omega is 1,000% a dream match. Okay, and it needs like a lot of buildup. A lot of buildup. And I'm sorry, 3 to 4 weeks is not a lot of buildup. Okay, and it doesn't make any sense for anyone else in the AEW active rosters to face Kenny Omega. So literally the only logical option is Christian Cage. So you know what? I don't mind that we get Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage at All Out. Like they're gonna put up an incredible matchup. Like both of these men are incredible in the ring, and I think they're gonna put up an incredible matchup. Okay, and again, like don't be mad that this is happening. Okay, if you're disappointed that Omega versus Hangman is not happening at All Out, that's perfectly understandable. But like, relax for a sec because, like, trust me, the payoff is going to happen, but it doesn't have to happen at All Out. Like, this storyline could go on just a little bit longer. Okay, and plus, every single one of you guys want this matchup to happen. Wants this matchup to happen. I want this matchup to happen. Okay. AEW is doing a great job building up that anticipation. So that way when Kenny Omega versus Adam Page happens, like it would be like one of the biggest matchups in AEW history because we the fans like build it up to be that way. Like everyone wants to see this match and everyone wants to see the payoff to this storyline. So yeah, like I think this storyline is perfectly fine, and I think it could go on just a little bit longer. So yeah, that's basically my opinion on the entire thing. And yeah, I don't mind Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage at All Out, in my opinion. So there is that. After that, we get our second to last match of the night as the Bunny goes one-on-one against Layla Hirsch. And my God, it is so great to see Layla Hirsch. Like Layla Hirsch is one of the most underrated wrestlers, female wrestlers in all of professional wrestling. Like Layla Hirsch is basically Sonya Deville, but 10 times better. Like no offense to Sonya Deville. I love Sonya Deville, but Layla Hirsch, she is just on another level. Like she is fucking great when it comes to wrestling. Like she is incredible. Okay, I would love to see a matchup between Serena Deeb versus Layla Hirsch one day. Or I think that matchup happened before, and I just have to look back at the AEW matches to yeah, I think that matchup happened before, but if it does, like, I will love to see it again. If it did happen before, I would love to see it again. I think that would be an incredible matchup between Serena Deeb and Layla Hirsch. Yeah, I think that would be a pretty badass match, in my opinion. But yeah, like Layla Hirsch picks up the victory over the Bunny, and of course, she is now the number one contender for the NWA Women's Championship. Clearly, Serena Deeb was originally supposed to be the number one contender, but obviously that's not the case because she is injured, and I hope she also has a speedy recovery as well. But and oh, Camille made her appearance. The NWA Women's Champion Camille made her appearance, and my God, Camille is fucking tall. It's either that or Layla Hirsch is short as hell. But my God, like just look at like the height. Seeing the height difference between these two ladies was crazy to see. But yeah, but I think that's going to be a great match between Camille and Layla Hirsch, in my opinion. Cannot wait for that matchup. Congratulations to Layla Hirsch. After that, we get a promo of Jade Cargill. And of course, Jade Cargill basically announced that she will have a matchup at Elevation next Monday. Nothing too crazy there. Now we get to a part of the review where we go over next week's matches. And so far, the matches that have been announced for next week is, of course, the fourth labor of Jericho, as Chris Jericho goes one-on-one with Warlow. And of course, Nyla Rose will also face Chris Statlander next week. And the Good Brothers will face Evil Uno and Stu Grayson of the Dark Order. And like I originally thought that this was weird because again, the Dark Order cannot face the champions because the Dark Order cannot get title shots at the Elite's titles. And considering that the Elite are all champions, I assume like that means like they can't get a shot at the AEW World title, the AEW Tag Team titles, or the Impact Tag Team titles. But Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, who is a part of the Dark Order, are facing the Good Brothers for the Impact Tag Team titles next week. So that ruling last week, like, does it apply to only the AEW titles? Like, if that's the case, like, that makes sense. But like, I just think it's weird that this matchup is happening between the Good Brothers and Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be an incredible matchup next week. But considering the stipulation last week, and again, Adam Page and the Dark Order lost, so they can't fight for the Elite's titles. So, from what it looks like that only applies to the AEW title. So, Adam Page and the Dark Order can't fight for the AEW World Championship or the AEW Tag Team Championship. But it looks like that they can fight for the Impact Tag Team title. So, that is interesting. Yeah, that kind of boggled my mind a little bit when it got announced. But yeah, the more that I think about it, like, it's weird but I could kind of see where like AEW should be a little more like specific with us because again, considering that the Elite are all champions, I thought that it goes with all the titles. Like Adam Page and the Dark Order lost, which means they can't fight for the Elite's titles, which means the AEW World title, the AEW Tag Team titles, and the Impact Tag Team titles. The Dark Order, Adam Page cannot fight for those titles. But now looking back at it, it looked like they were only talking about the AEW titles. So like yeah, like AEW should be a little more specific next time. But yeah, I don't mind this match happening. I think this is going to be a great match between the Good Brothers and Evil Uno and Sue Grayson. Now, the moment we all been waiting for, Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes. And don't get me wrong, like right off the bat, Malachi Black like came out to a very badass entrance in my opinion. Very badass entrance. Like everything was so dark, it was like Undertaker-esque, like minus the smoke. He was wearing like a badass mask, and like my god, awesome presentation by Malachi Black. AEW definitely hit the home run with that one. And then Cody Rhodes came out, and like a lot of people were worried that Cody Rhodes was going to beat Malachi Black, but whoa, nope, 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 no. Okay, like, and I'm happy that AEW did this. Black basically demolished Cody Rhodes. Like, Cody Rhodes had a little bit of offense in the beginning, but like 90% of this matchup was mostly Malachi Black. Like, Malachi Black went for his leg. Malachi Black drew Cody Rhodes like to a table and basically did a fucking black mass to Cody Rhodes. And the way Malachi Black pinned Cody Rhodes, he basically put his foot right on the chest. Okay, so yeah, that was a great showing by Malachi Black. Definitely a strong debut by AEW. See, WWE, take some notes. Take some notes because AEW knows how to make stars and knows how to do debuts properly. Okay, something WWE should probably do, something that WWE, like WWE should already know how to do fucking debuts, but clearly WWE has lost their fucking touch. Okay, WWE, take notes because AEW is outshadowing you. Okay, AEW knows how to make stars, and AEW knows how to make a debut special. Okay, and this is no different with Malachi Black. AEW did such a great job with Malachi Black's debut. Now, after that, we get an impromptu interview with Cody Rhodes with Tony Schiavone. And Cody Rhodes was saying this big promo, and it looked like he was going to retire. It looked like he was going to retire from wrestling. But Malachi Black came out and took down Cody Rhodes. So and then Malachi Black took one of Cody's boots and he just left. So so it looked like Cody Rhodes was going to retire, but of course Malachi Black said, "Bitch, I'm not done with you yet." Okay, and it looks like we might get Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black again, but this time at All Out, and maybe it's one of those things where like, no, 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 you're not allowed to retire in your own accord. Like Black is going to end your career like personally. So I think AEW is going that route with the storyline, and I don't mind it. I think that would be very, very interesting. It makes the storyline a lot more interesting. Well, I don't want to say it makes the storyline a lot more interesting, but it definitely makes it intriguing, in my opinion. I'm interested of what AEW does with the continuation of the Cody Rhodes Malachi Black storyline. So there was that. Other than that, it was just a very standard show tonight. It wasn't too crazy. It wasn't a bad show, but I just thought this was a very decent, very solid show, in my opinion. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Did you guys like tonight's show? Did you guys not like tonight's show? Was there something specifically you like? Was there something specifically you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. But yeah, like, thank you so much for watching. Much, much appreciated. If you guys like the content that I make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. And if you guys like the content that I make sure you subscribe and leave the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And until next time, this is Gabriel, and I'll see you next time in the asylum. Have a nice night.